Hey, I didn't even shower yet. I just got back from the gym, and as fat as I am, I still go in. But I couldn't wait to make the video because I was looking at some coaching questions, free online coaching club at gmail.com. And it was interesting because the response from the shiny object syndrome video that is not even a week old at this point, people are writing in and talking about what they did not buy. So far in less than a week with just a handful of views, we've saved people over $100,000. I can't wait until that becomes millions of dollars collectively of those who did not go down the shiny object path. Because I'm telling you, I've spent a pretty good bit of time online this week just, I hate to say laughing because it's kind of sad, watching videos of people who are making money taking advantage of other people. It's really insane. There's like zero value. And so let me be clear. If you are wanting just to make money, you don't care how you do it, you don't care who you hurt, you don't care that you put people in debt, this is not your channel. If you are looking to make money online, sharing your knowledge or pointing people to resources that are going to positively affect their life, this is your channel. It's as simple as that. And if anybody's making a crazy bold promise and you can't believe it, if they're holding thousands of dollars in their hands and they're doing this and promising you that you can make the money too, hey, just email me and say, hey, I just saved $2,000. I just saved $1,000. I just saved $50. I just saved $25,000. I was thinking about joining this mastermind, but I decided not to do it. All right, so let's get to this block. This is the 5th block in the monetization matrix out of 12 blocks. So we're not quite halfway there. And this is a complete overview of the process, and then we'll get into it a little bit deeper. So what we're talking about now is how to attract your audience. Last time in this matrix, we talked about your audience itself, about their fears, their frustrations, and their aspirations, and even the qualifications when it comes to that. So when we're looking at how to attract them, we're gonna seed it. We're gonna seed them with an idea or a thought to make sure that it's valid. What we don't want to do, unlike so many online, is that we don't want to attract the wrong crowd. We don't want to attract people just to make money. We want to attract people to make a difference in their lives. And it really doesn't bother me how much you charge. So sometimes when I'm talking negatively about some of the online things, people think, well, I should either give everything away for free or I should charge a small amount. In my personal business, I charge a lot of money. And I'm not going to go into the numbers because I don't want you to think, oh, well, if Paul's making that much, then that means I can make that much too. What I'm really wanting you to do is determine what your value is, what it's worth in the marketplace, and then charge that. There's nothing wrong with charging a lot of money as long as people receive the value. And we'll get later when we're talking about monetization, we'll hit it a lot harder as far as what you need to charge. So you're going to seed this idea. And what you're seeding is the fear, the frustration, and the aspiration. Because you're wanting them to self-identify and say, yeah, that's me. They're going to raise their hand and say, that's me. That's what I need. And so here we're looking at moving from a position of non-trust or maybe even unknowing to trust and to ultimately a sale, right? So what happens by attention, by supplying an answer, and by them taking action. But you're already taking action in advance. You're showing them the result. You're showing them what you can do. You're showing them what this product can do. Even if it's not your product, what you're doing is you're helping them understand that if they decide to get this thing, here's the outcome. So take YouTube, for example. There are a lot of creators out there selling how to do great videos on YouTube. And they'll do reviews of a camera, of an iPhone, of something else, and show you the different quality. What's it do? It produces trust. You look at it and go, oh, okay, so I can actually see what that particular camera produces. You want the same thing in your business. You want people to be able to see what their end result could be legitimately, not just making it up, but you've got evidence that this is what it produces. So when we get to monetization, especially when we're talking about being a teacher and we talk about membership sites, I'm going to dive into my most successful membership site ever in a niche that most people would have thought would never make any money at all. And I'm going to show you exactly how I did that. And it can be replicated. That's another big thing for me is I want you to be able to replicate the things that I'm teaching and what I'm saying. I'm shooting all this on an iPhone. It's not even like I'm out there doing a bunch of editing. I'm drawing on just flip chart paper. It's not like that you're looking at my stuff going, oh, I could never do that. You're probably looking at it and going, man, he needs to step his game up, right? So what I'm doing is I'm gathering attention, I'm providing answers, and I'm providing ways for you to actually take action. And that's how you're going to attract people. Now, can you do this with a quote lead magnet and do a giveaway? That's great if you want to do that. As I mentioned in the last video, what you really need to do is probably go manual. So that when you're in a group and when you're discussing some of these actions that people can take, you filled their questions manually. Do not go automated out of the gate. Go manual out of the gate so you can understand your market, you can understand your people. And then once it gets large enough for you to automate, then you don't have to worry quite as much about the manual. Almost everybody's trying to automate right out of the gate so they don't have to have personal interaction. I'm encouraging you to have personal interaction, to discover what your market needs and wants. Have conversations. Interaction and conversations are critical. So as you're attracting your people, you're going to do that by speaking to their fears. What are they afraid of? By speaking to their frustrations. What gap have you noticed? If you did the research that I mentioned in the manualist, what researches have you discovered that showed there's this huge gap in this market? And then speak to their aspirations. If you're afraid of and frustrated by and want to attain, here's your answer. And once you start providing that, then you will start attracting people to you. You won't have to go out and convince them of anything because they're seeking the answers already. You just have to be the one that's providing those answers and the actions that they need to take to make that difference and to change their trajectory. All right, so you're going to attract them, and you can do that by any means necessary. And so sometimes when I'm teaching, people want me to give a specific answer, like what is the lead magnet I need to do? What is the giveaway I need to do? I think you just need to have a conversation. But if you want more on that, I'll put a link in the description, and if I forget, somebody remind me, to my lead magnet video. It's going to show you exactly the different types of lead magnets and which ones are best and what the responses are. So that'll get a little bit more technical, but I think you need to be having conversations. All right, question for today is from D, who says, hey, I want to do a series of short reports and I want something that's like rinse and repeat. What's the best way to do that? Here's the challenge with short reports, unless they're so tremendously valuable that you can really charge a ton of money, is that they're one-off. Most of the time, short reports are selling for about $5, $10, maybe $20, but you've got to sell so many to make any money off of that. So I think that instead of a short report, you probably need to do the membership so that people are getting a report every month. And that could be a $10 a month club. It could be a $25 a month club, but you're doing a report every single month. And listen, that's all you give them. You do not build out a membership site with everything on the earth in it. I've done that before. It's a mistake. It is a mistake. As I mentioned earlier, when I revealed exactly what I did in my membership site, I want to go ahead and tell you, deliver what you promise, and that's it. You do not have to over-deliver. I know that sounds opposite of what everybody teaches when it comes to business, but there's a very important reason when it comes to online business that you only deliver what you promise, and we'll hit that in future videos. So small reports or short reports are fine if they're just lead generation and you've got a strong back-end sales cycle. And if that's super strong, then that's great. All right. So secondly, D asked about a membership site because this particular individual has struggled with schizophrenia, with paranoia, is medicated because of that, and has become stable because of that. And One of my best friends, and he's since passed away, I used to pick him up for church, and he was on 19 different medications. He was on 4 antipsychotics. And my wife would always say, hey, is it dangerous for you to pick him up? I said, I'm pretty sure that it is. But you know what? We struggle. Man, we're human. We've got chemical challenges at times. We've got physical challenges. So if you can reach out to that market and you can help them in the way that you've been helped, it could be an incredible market, right? The key is to make sure, especially when you're dealing with any mental illness, that they understand that if you're not a doctor, that's got to be clear, and that you are only making suggestions, and you've got to encourage them to see their physician. Because as you know, having reached stability through medication, is that a lot of people who are not stable yet, it can be seriously dangerous for you in that interaction. I've had that happen in my life. You probably had it in your life. And so be thinking about that. I'm not saying don't enter that market. I'm just saying that you got to be ultra careful if you do. All right. So if you got any questions, email me. freeonlinecoachingclub@gmail.com. I'll feature those in these videos and answer those questions. We still got a pretty good backlog on that, so feel free to turn those in. And if these videos have helped you save money, please, because I'm not charging, you're not spending any money with me, please let me know. I hope that we can save tens of millions of dollars helping people create online businesses without going into debt. All right, so let me know that. Anyway, as usual, success is not an accident. Be blessed.